It is hot as hell, or as we say in the South, hot as hail. And what happens when it's hot? We all get a little irritable and get a little impatient. And maybe we say things we don't mean. Heat can do a lot to your mental health. So, today on the show, my friend Rigo Starr, he is a yoga and meditation teacher. We met in Puerto Rico right before the shutdown. We were both doing yoga. I was doing yoga at a place that he was teacher training, and I was on a retreat. And we just instantly connected. And he is about to join in right now and teach us how we can do some just quick meditations to center ourselves, to take a breath, to just remember that this will pass. It will pass. I know we're going insane, but he's going to help us level it out. Thank you guys for joining. This is Quarantine But Cute. Where are you guys watching from? Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, my friend. Introduce yourself. I kind of did a little intro.
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah.
I was just going to say, so you are a yoga meditation teacher. We met in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we just kind of like hit it off. And I only got to see you a few times, and we kept in touch. And you study meditation pretty heavily, as well as yoga. And you teach that at the Ashtanga Center, correct?
Correct. Manga Yoga, Puerto Rico. Sorry, I'm
I
moving to the
love
front
it.
of the house. The connection's pretty bad back there.
Got it. Thank you so much for joining. We're both like schwitzing. I'm sweating my you know what off. I am like trying to embrace all of it because I'm in a safe place, and I am just like very grateful to be in the woods and and have a pool. And I know not everybody has access to stuff like that. So how do we, in this wildness that we're going through, and then in general before the pandemic, how do we center ourselves through meditation, and why is it so daunting to people?
I don't know, but I do know that it's important to turn off the noise, meaning the external noise. Whether it's news or social media, we kind of get, especially once we get momentum, meaning like once we start thinking about it early in the morning,
Yeah,
that thought has us throughout the day. And when we learn how to kind of lower the volume on all that, we can kind of go based on our instincts and not with the chaos that's going around us. And
totally.
it's really not that daunting. It's just learning how to get there before your thoughts take over you. Does that make
Exactly. And so like when you have students or people who are new to meditation, do they say to you like, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to meditate, but like my mind is going a million miles a minute? Like,
all the
what?
time?
So what do you say to those people? Because that's
Apparently, I'm the exception that got it like right off the bat. I tell
you're,
them that it's actually a lot easier than they think. There's just certain techniques I tell them to apply. For one is to do it as soon as you wake up, before you have
okay.
any thoughts in your head at all. It's the easiest time to learn how to meditate.
Okay.
People often also ask, what is it supposed to feel like? What are you supposed to feel?
Right.
You kind of feel a detachment, if that makes sense. You just kind of feel like, when you first wake up, you're kind of in that like kind of state.
Mm,
It's taking that and carrying it out throughout the day. Because once we start thinking, we go into that beta state, that analytical thinking state, and we automatically turn into problem solving.
yeah.
Or we think about the thoughts of the day before, which keep us, 80 to 90% of the thoughts we think are the thoughts we thought the day before. So,
Wow. I did not know
what,
that. Well,
if
I
you
guess
think
I
about
knew
it, you're
that,
like,
but I wasn't conscious of it, because I feel like I wake up every day and immediately I'm just the type of personality that's like, what do I need to accomplish today? Go, 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 go. And I have to force myself, that's maybe a negative way of saying it, but I have to train myself to just stop and look around. This is what my acting teacher says, Josh Pice, and breathe and say, I'm back, because we get so distracted by taking care of ourselves and really just breathing. So obviously meditation has a ton to do with breathing, and I'm assuming that's how we're going to start it out today, right?
yeah, especially with Ashtanga, like it's more based on the breath work than it is on the actual poses. It's linking the breath with the pose, and
Gotcha.
what my approach is to link the mind with the poses and the breath, which is something that we tend to forget. I always get to class early and meditate for about 20 minutes before class and don't talk to anybody on purpose,
Woo.
just because I don't want the, I can switch it up too. Uh, I don't want the, think about it as you're an antenna, right? And whatever you're receptive to, whatever you're allowing into your mind is what
Yeah.
you're tuned to. So
Right.
before class, I like to be tuned to nothing, so that when the teacher's talking to me and explaining the sequence, he has my full attention. You know, and we're most of us are operating at like 40% attention. You know, you can
Oh,
see it with
that's
your
true.
friends when you're talking to them, if they're texting on the phone, da, 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 I'm listening, and really not listening, you know, but we're all kind of guilty of that.
And I'm just going to be really honest. I'm going to catch myself right there and say that halfway through one of those sentences, I trailed off for a minute because I was worried about how I looked on camera.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like we just do that. Like it's not malicious sometimes. It maybe sometimes it is, but you know, it's
Well,
hard.
we're kind of trained into it, especially in the society that we live into. I mean, I'm from New York, so I know what it is
Yeah.
to like wake up and you have to have like a plan and what am I doing today? What am I accomplishing today? Like that's the measure of your success. You
Yeah, it's
know?
the same way in LA too. I mean, I'm not in LA anymore, but I was. And if you're going to go from the east side to the west side, you got to pack a bag in your car for the day.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing. I live in Brooklyn normally, and it's, you know, you got to think about your route, and it's exhausting. That's why everyone's like, New Yorkers are so exhausted. But you know, anyway, back to what you do. It's changed your life in a lot of ways, and
Oh,
you come
absolutely, completely.
very bright from it. I can see it.
Yeah, it's completely changed me for sure. And as somebody like I lived in New York for 30 years. I thought New York was the end
Wow.
all be all. And once I got here and kind of just had time for myself and kind of caught interest in meditation and started listening to Abraham Hicks, who teaches
Yes.
law of attraction. She was just always talking about meditation, meditation, meditation. And I was just like, I kind of want to give this a try. So I kind of prepped myself beforehand.
Right.
Um, and she was always talking about do it first thing you wake up, do it first thing you wake up. And then when I was ready, I tried it the first time and I went. And I remember coming out of it and my head was down here. I had no idea. And I was just like, what just happened? And it
Were
was
you
just kind of
sitting?
like, yeah, I just kind of like kept
Wow.
hearing words. And then when I opened my eyes, my head was down here. And I was just like, no awareness of my head, like just being tilted over. And I was just like, that was dope. And that whole
You're like,
day,
you're like,
I was
I
like,
don't need
yeah,
drugs.
like
I don't
that
even
felt
drink.
really good. And then I just remember the whole day people being like, blah, 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 blah. And it was just like Matrix. Like I wanted to deflect everybody's conversations because it was just a
Wow.
very different feeling. And I just really enjoyed it. And from there, I became addicted to it, honestly.
That's how I feel about sound baths. And I want to feel that about meditation. And I think for people like me who are constantly buzzing, like never stopping music, like Hare Krishna, that practice of praying and singing out loud and sound baths for something in that, for some reason that resonates in me. But I did meditate the other day. I had a cup of hot water and lemon, and I did a meditation with Jennifer Garner on her live. I watched her live with Chelsea Loves Yoga, and I was like, okay, I need to get back to this, even if it's not every day. So today we're going to show people two things. We're going to show them how to do a simple, quick meditation, right? And
Correct.
then we're going to do sit down yoga is what I like to call it, but you maybe should explain.
Sit down yoga is cool. That's fine. I just thought I don't know everybody's levels. So I just thought it'd be easier to give you guys something that you can do early in the morning before you pick up your phone. Let the phone down. Put it down for like half an hour to an hour. I try not to pick it up for 2 hours after I wake up, but that takes some practice. Yeah, that takes. I know we've been conditioned to like exactly, but
Give me your energy.
you start seeing the difference, and you just kind of start going. You start putting it down more and more yourself. You know,
Right.
and you see the benefits of it, which
Yeah.
is you stop asking people their opinions and you start going with your own opinion. You know, that's a big one. We're constantly being like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And we water down our own thoughts by asking everybody else what they think, you know? So when you
100%. 100%. I mean to cut you off, but have you noticed, and I want to ask anybody watching this as well, I have found that I have been more secure of myself and more just confident about my choices since I've been in quarantine, because even though I can call someone for their opinion, I'm fully creative because I have zero distractions right now. And I'm finding, you guys, everybody out there watching, all six people, um,
Hey,
there's
six
more.
six.
No, people have come in and out. It's great. I love everybody. Let us know where you're watching from. But I've noticed that some of my friends have been so productive because they've stopped asking, is this okay? They stopped asking permission from others to be creative and to be validated, you know? So I think, do you find that you are more or less productive in quarantine, or is this already just part
Well,
of your?
I can attest to everything you just said. I came down. Puerto Rico was one of the first places to quarantine back in the beginning of March,
Yep.
because we were getting news from Spain and Italy, and we were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
So we
I
went
left
into
March 12th.
yeah, March 12th is when we
Puerto
started going
Rico, I
into
left.
lockdown.
Yeah.
So we went into lockdown, and I came to my parents' house down in the south of the island, and my parents still live in New York. So
Okay.
I had the house to myself, and I was just like, okay, what do I do? So I started doing Instagram challenges for yoga. I won my second one, my second challenge.
Wow.
Never done them before, and I won the second one, and I realized that it was because being away from everybody, I was listening to myself, and
Yeah.
also being around nature. Like I would be like, maybe I should ask so and so their opinion on this picture, and I would just sit there and like watch the lizards go by and the birds, and then like 20 minutes later, I would have my own answer. I just was like, oh, okay, just listen to myself.
Right.
What a profound idea. Uh,
Well, humans survived for years without Google. So,
exactly.
not having that like urge to constantly check in with everybody else, but to check in with yourself, I think is more real now than ever. And so, it's not about someone becoming this like master meditator, but it's about, right, checking in with how you're feeling
Yeah,
with
just
having
trusting
that someone validate it.
and just trusting your own opinion. Honestly,
Yes. Yes.
we live in a society now where we go based on likes and people's comments, and we don't understand how detrimental that is to our own well being, honestly, and how we look at ourselves because we're constantly in search of somebody else validating us. You know, so you can kind of like lower the volume on all that bullshit, and then not to sound but just like look inside
No,
and like
absolutely.
go and listen to your own inner voice.
I love it. So on that note, can you start us into this sit down meditation?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that really helped me, so just a quick little synopsis, is that there's different brain waves, correct? We usually
Yes.
operate on beta when we're awake. That's the analytical way of thinking. When we
Mhm.
go to sleep, we go into alpha, then theta, and then the deepest, which is delta.
Okay.
Coming up, when we wake up first thing in the morning, we're in theta. So what the meditation does when we first get up is kind of extend that theta state, which is the state where we really manifest from, where it's the link to our subconscious,
Okay.
and
Theta. Theta.
theta, correct. We're operating on beta most of the time. There's
Okay.
alpha and then theta. So alpha is the in between the subconscious and where we're working at normally.
I'm
You
like,
know,
I'm alpha female. What are you saying?
well, alpha female is something completely different.
I know.
Uh, hey, a lot of people aren't used to alpha females. We need more. Uh, Correct. So what I found was the Silva method, which was a technique from Jose Silva, which you guys can look him up. Super dope.
Jose Silva got it.
And he uses hypnosis with the meditation to kind of induce that theta state quicker. Um, I'm not gonna program you to like do any like crazy shit out in the world. It's everything is you, and your reality is based on your beliefs, really. And
That's true.
your beliefs are just your thoughts, and a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So a belief can always be changed because it's just a thought, which ties into the fact that we're always thinking thoughts from the previous day. And if we're
Yeah.
doing that, we kind of stay in a loop. If our thoughts are creating our reality, and 80 to 90% of our thoughts that we're thinking are the ones from the day before, we're constantly in the same cycle.
Oh,
You
I
know?
think I've been in a loop for 30 years. Like, oh, I'm not enough. I'm never going to be pretty enough. No one's ever going to love me. I'm not skinny
Yeah.
enough. I mean, I feel like we all have our own loops, right? Constantly.
Correct. And they're actually pretty easy to change if you're A, focused, and B, have the right tools to do it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a little bit of silver method, just to get you in a, just to lower them brain waves down, so you can feel a lot more, heat present.
I'm
So you guys can just go ahead and sit comfortably. Actually, I'm gonna tell you first what I'm gonna instruct you to do, and then we'll go ahead and close our eyes and do it. So I'm gonna tell you to take a couple of deep breaths in and out, with your eyes closed, and then I'm gonna ask you to, on your next exhalation, to mentally repeat and visualize the number three times in your mind.
the
And then
number.
three, correct, three times in your mind. And you can visualize it however you want. You can see it on a license plate. You can see 333. You can see it on a phone number, however you want. But you're also gonna say it 333 in your mind. Then
Okay.
I'll go to the number 2, and then to the number 1. Okay. And
Wow.
then
Okay.
we'll take it from there. So you guys can go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
And go ahead, take a couple of deep breaths in and out. I want you to go ahead and breathe in and out through your nose. Keep your mouth closed. The reason why we're doing that is we want to turn up the heat in the body.
A UG breath.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Very nice. So on your next exhalation, I want you to mentally repeat and visualize the number 3 times in your mind. Inhale and exhale deeply. On your next exhalation, I want you to mentally repeat and visualize the number 2 times in your mind. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling more relaxed. On your next exhalation, I want you to mentally repeat and visualize the number 1 times in your mind. You're now at a deeper, healthier state of mind, deeper than before. I'm going to be counting from 10 to 1, and with each descending number, you'll go into a deeper state of mind. 10, 9, deeper and deeper. 8, 7, deeper and deeper. 6, 5, deeper and deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're now at a deeper, healthier state of mind, deeper than before. I want you to inhale for 5 breaths. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. Bring your chin down to your chest and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your chin up and inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin to chest. Hold the exhalation. 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your chin up. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deeper and deeper. Now we're going to hold the inhale. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. And exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I want you to open your eyes slowly, gazing in front of your nose. Very soft. I want you to inhale and raise your hands over your head, looking past your thumbs. Look up and look past your thumbs. And now exhale and bring your arms directly in front of you on the floor, stretching your lower back. Bring it down. Here. Bring it all the way down. Correct. Bring it back up. Arms overhead. Looking straight up to the sky. Look past your thumbs. And exhale, bring it back down. Arms directly in front of you, stretched out. Bring it back up, inhaling. And exhale, all the way back down. Sit straight up. Bring your right arm up. And bring it past your left knee and twist. Looking behind you. Release it. Bring your left arm up. Inhaling. And bring it down to your right knee, twisting and looking behind you. Bring both up. Inhaling. And bring it back down. Close your eyes. Bring your arms to Padmasana. So you're gonna a little Ganesh lock and put your wrists right on your knees. Straight elbows. Very good. Close your eyes. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Now the reason why we keep our mouth closed in Ashtanga, we like to warm up the body really fast. It's like an internal engine. And we call it boiling the blood. Basically, we want to heat up the blood to the point where it kind of detoxifies all the impurities that you've picked up along the day. And that's not only physical, but also mentally. So just hold it. And like Lauren was saying, this is called the Ujjayi breath. Now, what is Ujjayi? Ujjayi, we have 3 locks in our body. We have the Mula Bandha, which is our root lock. These are invisible locks, right? So the philosophy behind it is that if we can lock these points in our body, we shoot the energy and the oxygen straight to through our chakras. And we kind of align our body and align our energy. So our Mula Bandha comes from the roots, the perianal area. And what I'm going to do is this become a Kegel's class now, but it's not. You want to kind of squeeze that as you're breathing in, very lightly. Our second bandha would be the Udiyana bandha, which comes right here. It's kind of our stomach area. So what we do is we take the Mula Bandha, which is the root, and then we lock the Udiyana bandha, which is our stomach area. Right there. So we got pops, pops, those 2, and we breathe. And exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And then we have our last bandha, which is a Jala bandha, which is our throat lock. So we have our root lock, our mid lock, and our chest lock, which we lock by bringing our chin down. So we engage Mula Bandha, which is the root, squeezing slightly, our Udiyana bandha, which is the middle, and then our Jala bandha, which is the top. And we breathe. And if you feel like you're straightening out your spine, you're doing it right. Inhaling and exhaling deeply. Now, if you're sweating, you're also doing it right. That means you've raised your body temperature up where it needs to be. Now, I want you to go ahead, keep your eyes closed as you're breathing. You can go ahead and slowly release the locks. And think of something that it is that you're wanting right now in your life. It could be anything. It could be something materialistic, or it could be something personal, like clarity. It could be wisdom. It could be a boyfriend. It doesn't matter. Or a girlfriend. So I want you to take that idea of what it is that you want. I'm going to go ahead with clarity. And I want you to loop it. It's called looping. So most people call it affirmations. I call it looping. And what we want to do is implement that now that I got you in this state, and to become belief, right? And it's obviously not something that's going to happen one time. But if I can give you the tools where you can go and take it outside of this and use it, you should see a change if you're focused and you keep at it every day. So we go ahead and we say, I am so thankful for the clarity I have. I'm so lucky to have so much clarity. It's so wonderful having this much clarity. It's so, so wonderful having this much clarity. I'm so lucky to have this much clarity. I need you to go ahead and repeat that to yourself. The reason why is because a lot of people listen to affirmations and subliminals, but it's like if somebody else is talking to you, half the time you're not listening, right? You listen to your own inner dialogue, you listen to yourself. So it's super important to, when you say affirmations, that you're saying them to yourself and not hearing them from an external force or entity, like a video or a subliminal. A, you don't know what people are putting in subliminals, and B, like I said, your subconscious listens to your voice and not really anybody else's. So you can be listening to affirmations from a video for years and nothing happens. And the minute you start doing it, a week later you see a big change. So whatever it is that you want, let's go for a SP, a significant other. You know, my SP loves me. They think about me every day. It's so amazing. You want to live in that state of knowing that you already have it. You know, and this applies to anything and everything. Yeah, I studied law of attraction for a long time, which is great. But really, what we're living in is the law of assumption, meaning that basically our thoughts are what create our reality. We're really not attracting anything because we're constantly manifesting due to the thoughts that we think of the day before, the week before, and the month before. So if we want things to change, we kind of have to start programming ourselves with how we speak. Our internal dialogue has to change. And we do that through meditation and early in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys out of the meditation. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. With each number, you're going to be more aware of your surroundings. 1, 2. Start wiggling your fingers and toes. 3, 4. More aware of the sounds around you in your environment. And 5, you can open your eyes, fully awake and aware of everything going on. So yeah.
That's crazy. I have to say, my hands got sweaty in the first countdown.
Okay.
And then when you started asking me to go with the 3s, I was like, here I go. He's hypnotizing me. I'm going to lose it. And I could feel my mind try to pull away from your guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Because we fear the unknown, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, you already have thoughts going on from the day. It's momentum. As soon as you pick up a thought, that thought is going to pick up momentum. Within 68 seconds, you'll start going, and you'll start seeing things in your reality that are based on that thought. It's almost like you're vibrating due to your thoughts and whatever you're thinking.
Right.
Your reality is going to prove it to you.
And we have to be so careful about what we say and how we speak to ourselves. And I think you hear that a lot, but I think you start to really see the effects of it as you continue, right? The negative loop. You stay stuck in
Well,
certain
I often
places.
ask people, do you think your thoughts or do your thoughts think you?
Ooh, my whole right side, by the way, is numb. Like it fell asleep. My leg fell asleep. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it just is. I'm not going to judge it. But no,
No,
I found out like 3 4 years ago my last name Aparicio, which I never looked up before, even though it's my dad's side from Spain and Mexico. It means apparition or manifestation. And I've always called myself a manifester. I've been very lucky to manifest some really amazing things in my life, but I didn't realize it's actually my namesake.
there you go.
So I feel
Absolutely.
like I have to even be more careful.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, manifest. You're constantly manifesting. You're constantly. It's not something that you can turn off or turn on or off. You know, and there's really no technique to manifest because you're constantly doing it. You know, you have a
Yeah.
lot of, they say, law of attraction coaches telling you like, if you write it 55 times for 55 days, or if you
Right,
drink
right,
a cup of
right. No.
water and you set your intentions in the water and you drink it, it'll. No, it's really a lot easier than that. You know, you have to be
Yes.
constantly aware of what you're thinking because your thoughts are creating your reality.
I mean, sometimes it's, it's stillness, but it is also just putting things into action. And
Mm-hmm.
then the domino effect of how that manifests into relationships like ours,
Yeah,
and you being on the
absolutely.
show. And I'm so appreciative of that because I've never heard of the Silva method. And now I'm definitely going to try it, like for real. I'm not just saying that because normally this is me trying to meditate, just like,
I think that's most people's like,
I'm just like
I think
sitting
that,
there, like
yeah.
trying to be quiet.
We were like, okay, so like now what? What's supposed to happen? It's like, yeah, I think I had that impression also until I really like. I think it's all also good if you're gonna jump into something to learn about it a little bit more, so that
Yeah.
you're a little bit more aware of when you go into it, what
Yeah.
to expect. You know?
I think we think
And,
we can just do it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not
Well,
always that easy.
I'm able to, but not everybody can.
I mean, we know you're like the patron saint of meditation, so calm down. I
That's hilarious.
I definitely got super sweaty, like under my knees. It's like full on sweat, but I mean, it is hot. But yeah, like the IUG breath also is a little bit scary because a lot of people are not used to breathing in through their nose and out through their mouth without opening their mouth. So, what do you say to the people who get a little nervous and in their head about it? I mean, they can breathe normal if it's
Yeah,
freaking them
it's the
out,
same
right?
thing. It's basically the same thing. What you're just doing is heating up the body. You're
Yeah.
heating up the blood in your body to kind of purify it. If you think about it like that, in theory, okay, I'm heating up my body so that the blood purifies. It's like if you boil water, you boil it to take out the impurities. It's kind of the same logic.
Gotcha. I love it. Thank you so much. I,
Yeah,
I so
absolutely.
appreciate it. And so if people are in Puerto Rico, they can come see you at Ashtanga PR, right?
Well, right now we're on quarantine. Thank you, Florida.
Well, well, when eventually, I guess is what I should have
Eventually,
said.
correct. Yeah. But you guys can also follow me at Rigo Star on my IG page, and I always keep it updated. So, but yeah, Ashtanga Yoga Puerto Rico. You can also
I,
follow them. Good plug.
I love it. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming on the show today. And
absolutely.
I'm gonna try this tomorrow morning. I mean, the visualization with the numbers and everything, that's
Yeah.
great for me because I'm such a visual learner.
Yeah.
And I am really good at remembering numbers for some reason. I'm not great at math, but like if you give me a license plate, I can tell it back to you, honey. If you give me a really long number, I can tell you. I learned my social security when I was like 5. I don't know why, but I did. So I can remember, and so numbers for some reason they stay with me. So I love that that's part of it. But anybody
Absolutely.
watching, you can rewatch this and you can try out this sort of hypnotic meditation method, if you will. Can I call it that? I
Yeah,
mean, it
absolutely.
really,
I mean, I think you'll be pretty surprised when you go onto the Silver website of how many people actually do use it. It's just not something that's known in the like I don't know.
yeah. I mean, my friend Olivia said she loved this. I mean, really, like again, there was a moment in my brain where I could feel it sort of go and close in on my whole being
Yeah,
as opposed to being
I would also say if you watch this back, do it in the morning. Do it as soon as you wake up before you pick up your phone. There's a difference. You'll feel the difference as well. Um, you'll kind of not want to pick up your phone afterwards if you do it right. I don't want to say do it right because there's really no right or wrong way to do it. It's just
Right.
focus. And we get really lazy once we pick up that phone and open Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, it's like our brain
Everything just
stops
kind of
thinking.
goes out the window.
Yeah,
we
let it
we
think.
stop thinking.
We let it think for us.
Exactly.
And Mel Robbins is one of my gurus, right? And her whole thing is don't sleep with your phone in the same room, which I'd started to again recently, and I'm going to need to stop that because
Yeah.
that's the first thing that you reach for in the morning. So let's try to hop out of bed, put your phone if you can in your bathroom if your bathroom's separate. You know, a lot of us are in New York and our spaces aren't like that. But
Yeah.
even if it's like at the end of your bed, right? As opposed to being right next to you, it's about intention. The best you can do.
I'm pretty disciplined, so I mean, there's been times where I failed, and I'm like, oh, I need to know my Instagram likes, know my post got liked. But I already know that my course is set on a different direction once that happens, you know, because it automatically enters judgment, even though
Yes.
we're not aware of it. What we're looking for is the
Yeah.
approval from other
And
people.
even the news, it doesn't even have to be,
Oh no, music is something I
validation
found out like
likes,
it
but
doesn't matter. You know, I
yeah.
can't change what's going on. I can only change myself, and I'm no good to anybody if I'm in the same page as everybody else freaking out. You know.
Well, dang, that's how you end a show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on Quarantine But Cute.
Absolutely.
Our meditation and yoga teacher at Ashtanga, Puerto Rico.
Yes.
I hope I get to see you again soon. I'm definitely going to be on retreat again with Namaste Yoga next year, God willing. And so glad we became friends. Thank you so much for your time. Namaste. I'm going to try this
Awesome.
yoga and this yoga meditation, I should say. And
Yeah, it was more of a meditation. If we did yoga, y'all would know we did some yoga.
oh, I know. I saw your stretches. Don't even play. Your positions, your poses were incredible. So we'll come back on another day to do more advanced yoga session. I think that would be fun.
Awesome.
All right,
Awesome.
babe.
Thank you guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.